Coppell offensive lineman Alvin Ebosele, and of course a young man that committed to Dave Aranda and Baylor on Monday. Alvin, thanks for your time. Have you been able to kind of yourself feel the momentum this Baylor class of 2022 is building, and how do you, if you do feel it, how do you feel it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I know, well, we're getting more commits than pretty much any other school right now, so that's a big thing. But also the players that are committing, out of the ones that I did meet on my visit, they're all really great people, and I can tell that we're all going to be good football players and going to make an impact.
Why do you feel like Baylor's got this momentum going?
I can't really say for certain, but if I had to assume, I'd guess it'd be because of the reason I committed. Like, the coaching staff they're all full of charismatic people, and like they're good. We can tell that they're good at their job.
When you had a chance to actually see or talk to Coach Aranda face to face, what did you see? Because he's kind of a very laid back, kind of a low key personality, but I've heard when he gets in front of players or coaches, he's a different person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, when I met him, it was nothing like what I expected. Like, his personality is lively. He was really excited for us to be there. Like, and he was there a lot of the time, so you can tell, like, he was really feeling the visit. But yeah, he's a really awesome guy.
You didn't start playing football until you were, I think you told me, maybe in fourth grade. No, actually seventh grade. Is that right? You didn't start playing until you were in seventh grade. You moved to the United States when you were in fourth grade. How much of a transition was it for you to get into football and learn the game and then find out whether you could play it or not?
It was a big one. Actually, the first 2 years, really, in middle school, they were tough. Like, I was uncoordinated. I didn't really know the purpose of what we were doing. But then as time went on, it kind of became more natural. I started understanding why we do the things we do. And then with understanding the game, I developed the skill to become better at the game. And that's pretty much what led me to where we are today.
How much football, American football, had you watched before you came over to the States?
Hardly any. I didn't even know who Odell Beckham was.
When you say the transition to football, what got you interested in it?
Really, going into seventh grade, I really didn't even want to play football, but some of my friends just kind of urged me to. They're like, hey, it's going to be fun, might as well. And then I said, whatever, I'm going to just do it. And then it kind of became what it is now, so that's pretty fun.
You're a big man. You've learned now the techniques and all that allows you to use some of your size and whatever else, and athletic agility and quickness and whatever to your advantage.
It might have been. I mean, really, before football started, I really hadn't competed in any sports for any team, so that might have been part of it as well. But I know it's a mix of a lot of things.
How much are you glad you started playing football now?
Extremely. The best thing that's ever happened to me. So.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you had to go through some of the tough part of football. It's a hard, violent, physical game. Sophomore year, you had a knee that knocked you out for 2 weeks. You had a concussion at one point. How have you been able to bounce through that or fight through that adversity?
So at first, it was not being able to play. Like, I don't know. It was frustrating, like, not being able to get on the field and help my team win. But that kind of just motivated me to get through my rehab and try and get back onto the field as quick as possible.
Your official visit was this past weekend. Your mother was there. I think your brother might have been there with you as well. What was that like? What did you sense at Baylor University?
I really sense a vibe of like a big family there. Like, everybody on the staff and between the players cared about each other. They were all chill guys. They were all comfortable around each other. They didn't have to put on a facade, and they were really genuine.
We had a player last week who committed to Baylor say that one of the things that impressed him a lot was that Coach Aranda wasn't just there, and you mentioned this earlier, he was very much involved in the recruiting process. Is that something you've experienced elsewhere?
To a degree, like for other schools, okay, so for some schools, the head coach was barely there at all. Like, I'm not going to say which school, but he was just there at the beginning and the end. And then other schools, we got to see the head coaches around more often. Like, they were busy, but it was basically like when he started talking to me, he said that he doesn't care that I don't have, like, at that point, I only had one offer from Syracuse, so he was just talking about how he doesn't care that I only have one offer. He saw, like, when he saw my film, he said I really popped out to him, so that's why he was recruiting me. And when he offered me, he basically said the same thing.
Yeah.
That he thinks I'd be a great fit, but yeah.
So last year, COVID was obviously, it's so weird, and you guys got to play, but it was different. But there was a lot of downtime. You picked up the hobby or maybe the skill of playing the guitar. What would you call it?
I call it a hobby right now.
Not a skill?
Not yet.
So can you do, like, have you learned, can you go through a song playing it on your guitar?
I would, but I'm not home right now.
You feel pretty confident you do that now, huh?
Oh, yeah.
The young man from Utah, Miley, the offensive lineman, he said he downed, I think, 4 lobster tails in a sitting. He's sitting next to Siaka Ika, and you could tell Siaka doesn't miss many lobster tails or meals. So the food in front of you, what was your go-to? How many lobster tails, and what was the most delicious thing you ate?
They had chicken in, I'm pretty sure, every meal we had, so I just went for that every time. They had a lot of steak, too. That was nice. I didn't eat a whole lot of lobster tails. I only had, like, 2. And then the best thing that I had the entire visit, the last day, they had some fried chicken and waffles, and that was actually the best chicken and waffles I'd ever tasted.
Wow. What does this mean to your mother? I know that she has really, really worked hard, and she works at night. She's a registered nurse. She has a night shift. What does this mean to your mother? I saw her tweet something out about you.
No, it's just, she's really proud of me, and I know I really none of this would have been possible without her, so I'm forever grateful. But it's a massive deal to us, and to her.
What does this mean to you?
It's really a big thing for me, like, because if you had told me even 2 years ago that I was going to play Power 5 football, then I wouldn't have believed you. So really, it's just a testament to how hard work and believing in your friends, teammates, coaches, and everyone who supports you.
Okay, like my last name is spelled Smoak, and my dad, military. We moved as a family every 3 or 4 years, and every time we moved to a new school, the first teacher, first class, like whenever the next semester was, would say Smoak or Smoak, and I would never raise my hand. And then I would give you, you're proud of your name, right? So how often have people mispronounced your name when it's Ebosele, but I can't even imagine the number of times it's been mispronounced.
Oh, yeah, pretty much every time someone says it for the first time, it gets mispronounced, but it doesn't bother me too much, mostly because I'm pretty much used to it by now.
But when you call your number and it's voicemail, you say your last name, it just rolls right off your tongue.
Yep.
And even I asked you earlier about, I think I said, is it Ebosele or whatever? And you said Ebosele. And Ebosele just like, it seems like it fits. Well, of course it does. It's your last name. Yeah. Great talking to you, Alvin. Thanks for your time. Good luck to everything the rest of this summer, and enjoy it, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
It's Alvin Ebosele from Coppell, the offensive lineman committed to Baylor. SicEm365 Radio.